Okay, I'm making this clip in response to hearing that some people have been talking shit on a variety of different martial forums and media outlets outside of my UC media platforms or the Facebook groups or the UC channels that I use. Of course, I get my fair share of fools, talking shit, keyboard commandos, as they hide behind keyboards, as everyone in any field of endeavour does. It's all part and parcel of sharing your knowledge with the world. Totally part of it, as in all things for sure. There's no front without back. I get that. First off, know that this clip comes from a place of education. For those of you that have been following my material via the media platforms that I use, as well as via media, videos, books, articles and face-to-face teaching, be that on the international seminar circuit, virtual classes or face-to-face classes. The reason I'm making this video is to really acknowledge the people that follow my work and to thank you for those that have supported UC and have taken something from it, and to fairly educate those fine souls on exactly where it is I stand since my recent shift in consciousness, if you like. Of course, it only applies to those of you that have even a modicum of interest. Basically, those that follow UC will know that since 2019 I've had an awakening on a number of levels. Firstly in regards to all the bullshit that's going on within current world events, and then on to the fact that we are all part of something much bigger on a spiritual level. I've realised that we are all so much more than what this three-dimensional matrix has led us to believe for so long. But without going into any of that, as my views about that are on both of the YouTube channels, both the Urban Combatist YouTube channel and, more relevant, the sister UC channel, which is Path to the Peaceful Warrior. So for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you can find out more there, if of course any of you even give a quarter-gram a fuck in the first place. Talking about giving a quarter-gram a fuck, please know that I don't, in regards to whatever it is that these said individuals are saying on these martial forums of which I speak. Chinese Whispers alerted me to it, and to be honest, I've not even looked. I've not even given them a glance, because to do so would add emotional weight to the words from people who, to be honest, don't even exist to me. But basically I have the gist. I have all I need that has prompted me to make this video. It goes something along the lines of me being a recognised authority within the world of self-protection and combatives for the last 20 years, I might add, to becoming somebody that has suddenly become some kind of spiritual crackpot and needs some kind of psychological guidance. What prompted this is the fact that I speak about waking up, first of all, to the tyrannical agenda that is going on within world events, and on how there is so much more to all of us than has been indoctrinated since birth. Anyone with a microcosm of true understanding will know that there is some truth in what I say. Then there are those like me that are totally awake and feel the same. And then of course there are those that are so calcified in their minds that they will remain inside of this 3D reality for the rest of the time left that they have within this realm. Lost souls that ridicule others and are so calcified that even if you strap them to a chair and wired their eyes open, Clockwork Orange style, and bombarded them 24/7 with images on what's really going on in the world, they still wouldn't fucking get it. And then of course there's those that know that there's something wrong but are willfully ignorant. They just don't want to know. And these, in my opinion, are the fucking worst of all. The saying goes that evil prevails when weak men stand by and do nothing. Well, ask yourself, if someone who has successfully carved out a niche for themselves inside of a field of popularity to the point where they are considered a leading authority, words spoken by others and not by my own admission do I say that, who are suddenly willing to speak out at the risk of ridicule and the loss of followers and popularity and possible future business opportunities, add to that a loss of so-called friends and even close family relatives, then really that person must have given some merit to their newfound beliefs, must they not? If nothing else, it shows that that person has some balls and is willing to stand somewhat alone and be willing to shout their truths, even in the shakiest voice. It should also show that that person is not self-obsessed with what others might think of him, but has a deeper responsibility to at least try to awaken others that might actually get it. And I believe that anyone that has a media platform that can reach the ears of others, of their fellow humanity, has a responsibility to do the same, particularly as freedom of speech, thought and action no longer seems to be in place. I'm also getting the idea that others who are ridiculing my words when I talk about spiritual enlightenment or becoming somewhat of a light worker suggest that such a person is or has become somewhat soft. To such an individual, all I can say is, don't mistake kindness for weakness. The suggestion of the term light worker suggests peaceful, loving and kind, which indeed I can be. Conversely, the term dark worker suggests nefarious, cruel and malevolent. But be sure not to get your fucking parties muddled up, because there is a halfway house, be it 60-40 or 70-30 in favour of the good, and this is the realm of the grey worker, the one who stands for the good, come what fucking may. Also the one that has been touched by malevolence and knows it only too well. It is part of this shadow which is primarily benevolent, but knows it well enough to pulverise the skull of evildoers if they get in their fucking way. So I'll say again, don't mistake kindness for weakness, as all truly good souls are capable of standing up for the righteous against the evil that's within this realm. Indeed, it is why they are here in the first place. In closing then, for those of you that are interested in UC, the UC or Urban Combatives YouTube channel will give you content, which is free I might add, that relates totally to combatives and self-protection training, for which I am best known. Those that follow that and only that need look no further. But for those of you that might have a modicum of interest in learning more about the other side of which I talk, then the path to a peaceful warrior will incite healthy debate, at least while it's still active and online, that is. However, for those of you that wish to talk further shit, please save your oxygen, for I'm sure the wearing of your sign of compliance face covering will require, sooner or later, that you require it more to breathe than to waste that said oxygen on worrying about what I think. Well, love and peace to you all, and in closing, know that although now with this new spiritual awakening of mine, I would prefer to shoot you all with my rainbow gun, I still know how to use a fucking haystack.